glasses at? Let me do something. How the hell, and where the hell? I know I had glasses somewhere because I took them off last night. I'm just trying to remember where I put them. 1 second, y'all. Here they go. So I know I had them somewhere. What up, YouTube? I am the one and only Damian Moody. I also go by Cashmere Maxie or Red Ron Hood, and I am back with another live video where I am doing a bio reading for a celebrity. And yesterday was Mary J. Blige's birthday, so I decided to do a Mary J. Blige appreciation by taking the time to show her some love and read her bio. Yesterday was her birthday, so happy belated birthday to Mary J. Blige. And let's get into it, okay? So, her name is Mary Jane Blige. She was born January 11th, 1971. She is an American R&B and hip hop soul singer, songwriter, actress, and entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Often referred to by the honorifics Queen of Hip Hop Soul and Queen of R&B. Her accolades include 9 Grammy Awards, a Primetime Emmy Award, 4 American Music Awards, 12 NAACP Image Awards, and 12 Billboard Music Awards, including the Billboard Icon Award. Her career began in 1988 when she was signed to Uptown Records by its founder, Andre Harrell. In 1992, Blige released her debut album, What's the 401, which is which is credited for introducing the mix of R&B and hip hop into mainstream pop culture. Its 1993 remix album became the first album by a singer to have a rapper on every song, popularizing rap as a featured act. Both What's the 411 and her 1994 album My Life ranked among Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time list. Throughout her career, Blige went on to release 15 studio albums, 4 of which topped the Billboard 200 chart. Her biggest hits include Real Love, You Remind Me, I'm Going Down, Not Gonna Cry, Everything, No More Drama, Be Without You, One With You Too, Just Fine, and the Billboard Hot 100 #1 single, Family Affair. Blige enhanced her popularity with her acting career. She was nominated for 2 Academy Awards for her supporting role as Florence Jackson in Mudbound, which was in 2017, and the film song Mighty River becoming the first person nominated for acting and songwriting the same year. Her other films include Prison Song 2001, Rock of Ages 2012, Betty and Coretta 2013, Black Nav- Nat- Nativity 2013, Trolls World Tour 2020, Body Cam 2020, The Violent Heart 2021, Respect 2021, and Raw Peace 2024. Her television work included series Umbrella Academy 2019 and Power Book 2 Ghost from 2020 to 2024. Blige received a Legends Award for at the World Music Awards in 2006, the Voice of Music Award for ASCAP in 2007, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2018. In 2010, Billboard ranked her as the most successful female R&B hip hop artist of the past 25 years. In 2017, the magazine named "Be Without You" as the most successful R&B hip hop song of all time, as it spent a then record 15 weeks atop the Hot R&B hip hop songs chart in over 75 weeks on the chart overall. Blige was featured in listicles such as VH1's 100 Greatest Artists of All Time in 2011, Times 100 Most Influential People in the World 2022, and Rolling Stone's 200 Greatest Singers of All Time in 2023 and 2024. She is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is a picture of her in 2023. Her name is Mary J. Blige. She was born January 11th, 1971. She is currently 55 years old in New York City. Her other names is Brooklyn. Her occupations is singer, songwriter, actress, entrepreneur. Her years active was 1988 to present. Her spouse was Kendu Isaacs from 2003 to 2018. She is originally from Yonkers, New York. Her genres is R&B, hip hop, soul, New Jack Swing, neo soul. Vocals is an instrument. Her labels is Beautiful Life, Mary Jane, 300, Atlantic Republic, Capital, Matriarch, Jeffin, Verve, Uptown MCA, and her website is maryjblige.com. It shouldn't be too much to read. I hope not. So let's try to get through it. Mary J. Blige was born on January 11, 1971 at Fordham Hospital in the Belmont neighborhood in the Bronx, New York, to nurse Cora and jazz musician Thomas Blige. She has an older sister, Tanya Blige DaCosta, a younger half brother, Bruce Miller, and a younger half sister, John Quill, both from a relationship Blige's mother had with another man after divorcing her first husband. Blige spent the early childhood in Richmond Hill, Georgia, where she sang in a Pentecostal church. She and her family later moved back to New York and resided in a Scalabone house and projects located in Yonkers. The family subsisted on her mother's earnings as a nurse after her father left the family in the mid 1970s. Her father was a Vietnam War veteran who suffered from post traumatic stress disorder and alcoholism. At age 5, she was molested by a family friend. As a teenager, she endured years of sexual harassment from her peers. She said she said these negative experiences prepare her to protect herself in the music industry where sexual harassment is a major problem for female artists. She will eventually turn to alcohol, drugs, and promiscuous sex to try to numb the pain. Blige dropped out of high school in her junior year. Influenced by the music of Aretha Franklin, Chaka Khan, and Gladys Knight, she began pursuing a musical career. Blige spent a short time in the Yonkers band named Pride with band drummer Eddie DeApril. In early 1988, she recorded an impromptu cover of Anita Baker's Caught Up in a Rapture at a recording booth in the Gallery Mall in White Plains, New York. Her mother's boyfriend at the time played a cassette for Jeffrey, a recording artist and A&R runner for Uptown Records. Red sent it to the president and CEO of the label, Andre Harrell. Harrell met with Blige, and in 1989, at the age of 18, she was signed to the label as a backup vocalist for artists such as Father MC, becoming the company's youngest and first female artist. Now, just early life and career beginnings from 1971 to 1991. Now we about to get from 1992 to 1996. What's the 411 in my life? After signing with Uptown, Blige began working with record producer Sean Combs. He became the executive producer and produced the majority of her first album. The title, What's the 411, was an indication by Blige being the real deal. What's the 411 established Blige as a dynamic storyteller whose performances of love narrative drew upon on both her musical influences and her lived experiences as an icon of the hip hop generation. The music was described as re- revelatory on a frequent basis. Blige was noted for having a tough girl persona and streetwise lyrics. On July 8, 1992, Uptown MCA Records, July 28, 1992, Uptown MCA Records released What's the 411 to positive reviews from critics. What's the 411 peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 and topped the top R&B hip hop album chart. It also peaked at number 53 on the UK album chart. It was certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA. According to Entertainment Weekly, Dave DiMartino, with the record's commercial success and Blige's powerful soulful voice and hip hop attitude, she solidly connected with the audience. There has never been a woman to do New Jack Swing but loves it just the same. According to Dave McAleer, Blige became the most successful new female R&B artist of 1992 in the United States. What's the 411 earned her 2 Soul Train Music Awards in 1993: Best New R&B Artist and Best R&B Album, Female. It was also voted the year's 30th best album in the past and Jack, the annual poll of American critics nationwide, published by The Village Voice. By August 2010, the album has sold what 3,318 3,318,000 copies. I hope I said it right in the U.S. I hope I said that number right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Please correct me if I didn't because, anyhow, What's the 401 has since been reviewed by critics as one of the 1990s most important records. Blige's combination of vocals over a hip hop beat proved influential in contemporary R&B. With the album, she was dubbed the raging queen of hip hop soul. The album's success spun off What's the 411 Remix, a remix album released in December that was used to extend the life of the What's the 411 singles on the radio until 1994 as Blige recorded her follow-up album. Following the success of her debut album and the remix version in 1993, Blige went into the recording studio in the winter of 1993 to record her second album, My Life. The album was a breakthrough for Blige, who at this point was in a clinical depression, battling both drugs and alcohol, as well as being in an abusive relationship with Casey Haley. And that is Casey from Casey and JoJo, if anyone was wanting to know. I'm pretty sure y'all do if y'all Mary J. Blige fans or Casey and JoJo fans. On November 29th, 1994, Uptown MCA released My Life to positive reviews. The album peaked at number 7 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and number 1 of the top R&B hip hop album chart for selling 481,000 copies in its first week and remained atop the top R&B hip hop albums chart for an unprecedented, an un, unprecedented 8 weeks. The ultimately, I mean, excuse me, it ultimately spent 46 weeks on the Billboard 200 and 84 weeks on the R&B hip hop albums chart. In 2002, My Life was ranked number 57 on Blender's list of the 100 greatest American albums of all time. The following year, Rolling Stone placed it at number 279 on their 500 greatest albums of all time. And in 2006, the record was included in Time's 100 greatest albums of all time list. Blige involved herself in several outside projects, recording the cover of Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" for the soundtrack to the Fox series New York Undercover, and "Everyday Rains," co-written by R&B singer Faith Evans for the soundtrack of the hip-hop documentary The Show. Later in the year, she recorded the Babyface penned and produced "Not Gonna Cry" for the soundtrack of the motion picture Waiting to Exhale. The platinum-selling single rose to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot R&B hip-hop songs in early 1996. Blige gained her first 2 Grammy nominations and won the 1996 Best Rap Performance by a Duo Group for her collaboration with Method Man on "I'll Be There For You, You're All I Need to Get By." Shortly after, Blige was featured on Jay-Z's breakthrough single "Can't Knock the Hustle" from his debut Reasonable Doubt 1996, and with Ghostface Killer on All That I Got You from his debut Iron Man, which was also released that year. In addition, Blige co-wrote 4 songs, produced background vocals, and was featured prominently on 2 singles with fellow singer Case on his self-entitled debut album in 1996, including the U.S. Top 20 hit "Touch Me, Tease Me," which also featured an up-and-coming rapper, Foxy Brown. What's the 411 highlights the featuring of woman-centered narrative through although in this album her narratives were regularly policed and told through male MCs, nonetheless it marked the start of the transition towards black women-centered narratives that focus on the daily experience and trouble of the black experience through the lens of women rather than necessarily singing about black trauma. Trevor B. Lindsay on her piece, if you look at my life, love, hip hop, soul, and contemporary African American womanhood, highlights the re- regulating by men saying, although the lyrics on What's the 411 established an African American woman centered discourse, male artists' words of adoration and longing first introduced listeners to Blige as a hip hop storyteller. What's the 411 therefore functions as an African American woman centered storytelling space created largely by black men. Now we're going to go to 1997 2000, Share My World and Mary. And there's a picture of Mary J. Blige in 1998. On April 12, 1997, MCA Records, parent company to Uptown Records, which was in the process of being dismantled, released Blige's third album, Share My World. By then, she and Combs had dissolved their working relationship. In his place were the track masters who executive produced the project, along with Steve Stout. Sharing production duties are, were producers Jimmy Jam and Cherry Lewis, R. Kelly, Babyface, and Rodney Jerkins. The album was made at a time when Blige was trying to get her life together by trying to overcome drugs and alcohol as well as the ending of her relationship with Haley. After an encounter with a person who threatened her life the previous year, she tried to quit the healthy lifestyle and make more upbeat, happier music. As a result, songs such as Love Is All We Need and Share My World were made. Show My World debuted at number one on the Billboard 200 and spawned five hit singles: Love Is All We Need featuring Nas, I Can Love You featuring Lil Kim, Everything, Missing You, UK Only, and 7 Days featuring George Benson. In February 1997, Blige performed her hit at the time, Not Gonna Cry, at the 1997 Grammy Awards, which gained her a third Grammy Award nomination, her first for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, as Blige was recording the follow-up to My Life. In early 1998, Blige won an American Music Award for Favorite Soul R&B album. That summer, she embarked on the Share My World tour, which resulted in a gold certified live album released later that year, simply titled The Tour. The album spawned one single, Misty Blue. On August 17, 1999, Blige's fourth album, Tom Mary, was released. It marked the departure from her more familiar hip hop oriented sound. This set featured a more earthy, whimsical, and adult contemporary teen collection of songs reminiscent of the 1970s to early 1980s soul. She also appeared on In Concert, a benefit for the Crossroads Center of Antigua with Eric Clapton in 1999. On December 14, 1999, the album was re-released as a double disc set. The second disc was enhanced with the music videos for the singles All That I Can Say and Deep Inside, and included two bonus tracks, Since Sincerity, featuring Nas, Andy Hogan, and DMX, and Confrontation, a collaboration with hip hop duo Funkmaster Flex and Big Cam, originally from their 1999 album, The Tunnel. The Mary Ann was critically praised, becoming her most nominated release to date, and was certified double platinum. It was not as commercially successful as Blige's prior releases, though all of the singles, All That I Can Say, Deep Inside, Your Child, and Gimme You, performed considerably on the radio. In the meantime, MCA used the album to expand Blige's demographic into the nightclub market as club-friendly dance remixes of the Mary singles were released. The club remix of Your Child peaked at number one on the Billboard Hot Dance Club Play chart in October 2000. In 2001, the Japan-only compilation Ballads was released. The album featured covers of Stevie Wonder's Overjoyed and previous recordings of Aretha Franklin's You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman and Dorothy Moore's Misty Blue. In 1999, George Michael and Mary J. Blige covered the song as written by Stevie Wonder, and worldwide outside of the United States. It was the second single from George Michael's greatest hits album, Ladies and Gentlemen, The Best of George Michael. It became a top 10 UK pop hit, reaching number 4 on the chart. It was not released in the United States version of the greatest hits collection or as a single in the United States. Michael cited Blige Recording Company president for pulling the track from in America after Michael's arrest for committing a Lloyd Act. In January 2001, Blige performed as a special guest in the Super Bowl halftime show, XXXV, whatever that number is. Now you got 2001, 2004, No More Drama and Love and Life. Telling y'all, because like I said, y'all know I don't like reading for too long, so I try to take my breaks here and there so it can help me get through it. Because, baby, when I tell you, take a little quick reading break so I can get back into it. I'll be back. I might have to come back and finish reading. I'll be back.